Hey, how are you? So, would you like a quick and easy way to lose weight? Okay? Quick, dirty, easy, simple. I've got it for you right here. All right, so keep listening. And guess what? I don't have a book to sell on it. I don't have products to sell. There's nothing in it for me except that I want to pass on useful information. Now, this is not going to be a fit for everybody. It takes commitment. That's the bad news. The good news is, like I said, quick, easy, dirty, simple, and it works over the long term. Okay, this plan is basically, it's not a diet, it's an eating plan. And basically, it's not about what you don't eat, it's about what you do eat. Okay? And this is what you do eat. You eat meat. You eat fresh meat, preferably. I mean, processed meat is not the worst thing, but fresh meat. You eat chicken. You eat fresh fish. You could have some canned fish, but fresh fish. So meat, chicken, fish, eggs. So animal protein, lots of it. And guess what? It can be as fatty as you want. Okay? Fatty steaks, fatty fish, dark meat chicken with the skin on, whole eggs. Yeah. Okay? So that's the first thing. Lots of animal protein. And the second thing is some vegetables, not starchy. Okay? Hopefully brightly colored. And the third thing is fruit, not starchy fruit, not bananas, not super sweet fruits, easy on the grapes and pineapple, mangoes, things like that. But fruit, fresh fruit, apples, oranges, pears, and keeping the fruit down to 1 or 2 pieces a day. That's it. 1 or 2 pieces a day, boys and girls. Alrighty? And not a huge amount of vegetables. A couple of servings a day is fine. Alright? Lots of animal protein. That's about it. Water. A little bit of condiments if you want. I have some miso. I use mustard. I use vinegar. I'll admit to using a little barbecue sauce sometimes. A little salt is fine. So condiments. That's about it. Yeah. What don't you eat? Everything else. So what you're not eating, unless obviously, if you're having a cheating day, that's your business. But what you're not eating is grains, starches, bread, dairy, sugar, wheat products, flour, everything else. So again, don't think about what you're not eating, because that's basically everything else. Think about what you are eating. Meat, fish, eggs, chicken, okay? Fatty as you please. Modest amount of vegetables, couple of servings a day, non-starchy, thank you. Brightly colored is good. And couple of pieces of fruit. Drink lots of water. That's it. Okay? By the way, if you're eating fatty meat, fish, chicken, you don't generally have to have extra fat in your diet. But if for some reason you want to put some oil in here and there, or some extra fats, totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. So that's basically it. And what this does is one of the things it does is it takes out of your diet foods that are addictive, even if you don't realize that they're addictive. Wheat is extremely addictive. Okay? I don't know about ancient wheat, but modern wheat, oh yeah. It gives a boost to your blood sugar. It gives a kick up to your neurochemicals. And yes, you become addicted to it and dependent on it. And you feel kind of like a crash if you don't have it, and you crave it. So yeah, wheat products, okay, cake, bread, cookies, all that stuff, pasta, everything. It's addictive, okay? Another food that's addictive that people don't realize is dairy. Why? Because guess what? The good Lord, fate, karma, destiny, chaos, science, etc. wants little calves and little goats to want to nurse from their moms. So milk contains calming and pleasurable chemicals that interact with the brain chemistry. Yeah, and that's why some people find that dairy products are so hard not to eat and so kind of addictive, because yeah, the main protein in milk, casein, definitely it interacts with your neurochemistry and it is addictive. Okay, so wheat is addictive and dairy is addictive, and sugar, oh yeah, sugar is like crack cocaine. All right, sugar goes straight to the brain chemicals. It jacks up the blood sugar. You crash afterwards. You crave it. It's addictive. Everybody knows what that feels like. What people don't realize is that other things like wheat and dairy are also addictive. So the first thing that eating this super simple diet, high in protein, medium fats, and non-starchy fruits and vegetables, is it eliminates all those addictive foods. And after the first few days, yeah, you are not going to crave them anymore. It eliminates all starchy foods. You don't need beans, you don't need grains, you don't need legumes. You're going to be getting plenty of vitamins in what you do eat, in the fish, the meat, the eggs, the chicken, the brightly colored vegetables. A fresh red or yellow or orange bell pepper is just packed full of vitamins. Eggplant, zucchini, purple cabbage, all those non-starchy, bright colored vegetables, and you don't need a huge amount of them. A couple of high vitamin fruits, like I say, no more than a couple of fruits a day, and you're good to go. And a bunch of water, okay? And you're going to be getting your calories from the fattiness in the proteins. And like I say, if you need to put in an extra dollop of fat or oil, generally like olive oil is healthy, go for it. But generally, if your proteins are sufficiently fatty, you're going to be getting a good amount of fat. So if you look at it on a plate and you draw a line down the middle of a plate, you would kind of say 1/2 of the plate is one half of the plate is protein, animal protein, and the other half of the plate is divided between fruits and veggies, non-starchy, and fats. So 25, and then 50% on the protein. And like I say, a little fermented stuff like miso is good. I tend to use it in my high protein soup. That's it, guys. I promise you that after you go through the initial first few days of craving wheat and sugar and dairy and starches, it goes away. And if you're eating enough, okay, that's important. You got to eat enough. And make sure it's not, don't be going with those lean white chicken breasts, okay? No. Dark meat chicken with the skin, with some fat, okay? When it comes to meat, not lean meat. You want fatty meat, okay? Eggs, yolks and whites, fatty fish, okay? Yeah. Make sure you eat enough of it and make sure it's not fat-free. All right, you're going to be getting enough calories and you will feel satisfied. Dried fruits, no. Raw nuts, a little if you want, but not too much. Okay, a handful of raw, not roasted, not salted, not oily, but just raw, natural nuts, fine. But you don't have to. That's optional. That's really it. It's super simple, and like I said, after the first week or so where you're craving stuff, you're going to stop craving and your body's going to start being happy because it's actually getting what it needs and not what it doesn't need. You're not going to feel sluggish anymore. You're not going to feel bloated anymore. You're not going to feel cravey anymore. You're going to feel good. And extra pounds are going to start dropping off. And you're also going to lose inches, okay? Because all that bloat is going to start going away. And yes, drink a lot of water. And you don't have to drink throughout the day. I drink twice, okay? I drink a big fat, probably 4 cups fulls, one of those really big measuring cups full of water in the morning. And then I drink it again before I have dinner, like a half an hour before or an hour before. So I drink twice a day, but each time is a lot. Okay, it's probably close to a liter or something like that. So drink a lot of water, and you don't have to sip it throughout the day. You can just have it, say, in the morning and before dinner. And if you get thirsty before bed, have also water before bed. No sweetened drinks. You don't need coffee. You don't need tea. If you want to drink that kind of thing for pleasure, that's fine. But personally, I think you should stay away from stimulants like coffee or even black tea or green tea. If you want some herbal tea, that's up to you. No sweeteners, no artificial sweeteners, nothing. And that's it. It's basically, what our ancestors ate. And it's awesome. Now, one thing I would add to that is not a food, it's the role of exercise. Diet is much more important, okay? But a little bit of exercise just to keep up your muscle tone is not a bad thing at all. Me personally, I do maybe 5 minutes a day, push-ups, crunches, stretches, I lift some weights. I'm telling you, it's actually literally about 5 minutes. But it keeps up my muscle tone. And I also usually go running once a day, and it's only about a 20-minute run. So you're not using exercise to try to lose weight. So you don't have that kind of manic, gotta do it, the more the better. You don't need to, because what you're eating is taking care of that. You're just using exercise to keep up your muscle tone and your muscle density and mass. And for that, you can do, some push-ups, some crunches, lift some weights, do some squats if you like it. And you can do all this stuff at home. Just get a cheap weight set online and do, push-ups and crunches. If you want something aerobic, you can either jump rope inside or you can go out running. But literally, you can run for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, or you can do a fast walk. What's my point? My point is you don't have to go crazy with the exercise. A little bit is good. A lot, you're not going to need it. If you get your kicks out of going to the gym, go for it. But you don't have to, okay? A little bit of exercise, keep up that muscle mass, keep up that muscle density. It'll keep your metabolism going nicely, but you don't have to go crazy with it. That's it. I don't generally lurk in the comments. I like for people to be able to leave the comments and discuss amongst themselves. But in this particular case, because we're talking about a specific plan, if anything is not clear, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I definitely will look and address them. And tell me your success stories. And by the way, I just want to say, this is simple, okay? I know there's all this buzz out there about Atkins this and keto that and paleo this and caveman that. This doesn't really get into any of that. You don't have to test yourself to see if you're in ketosis, which is fat burning. Like, you just don't need to do any of that stuff, because if you eat this basic, simple way, you're going to be fine, and you don't have to micromanage your food. One last thing I'm going to say is about going out to eat with friends. Eating this way is actually surprisingly simple to do if you go out. The only thing you want to do is pick places to eat where you can get a stir fry, where you can get a salad with some, sliced chicken on top or steak on top, where you can get a classic, steak dinner. Just don't go heavy on the mashed potatoes. You cheat a little bit, but if you're going to cheat, cheat by having starchy things, but try not to cheat too much with sugar, dairy, and wheat. Okay, particularly sugar. Because what that will do is if you cheat with those three things, it's going to kick off the addictive process again. Okay, and the worst of those three would be sugar. So, if you cheat every once in a while with wheat or dairy, just don't make it real often, once a month, going out to a restaurant or something like that. Definitely stay away from sugar. And you will notice, by the way, when you cheat that you might have a crash afterwards, or you might start this addictive feeling again, and then, it's just a hassle. So why do it? But generally speaking, you don't want to cheat, not more than once a month or so. But the point I wanted to make is that a classic restaurant meal of, a steak and some vegetables, and if you bring a piece of fruit with you or something, or get some fruit from the restaurant, you're good. Okay, so it's actually not that hard. What you want to avoid is going to places that all they have is pizza, or all they have is sandwiches, where it's heavy on the dairy and the wheat and sugary things. That kind of thing you want to avoid. Alrighty, hey, let me know how it goes for you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and in this particular case, like I said, I will address any questions that you have. So I hope that's helpful, and talk to you later. Bye.